Hi my dear friends, it's Clara here. I just want to say thank you for listening, learning, and growing with me through every episode. VocabTube English started as a simple idea to create a peaceful space where we could learn English gently, without pressure, and at the same time, nurture our inner world. It's not just about phrases or pronunciation. It's about connection, introspection, and those small, daily habits that help us feel more present and whole. Every time you press play, share a thought, or simply listen in the quiet of your day, you make this community feel more like a sanctuary. So, thank you, truly, for being part of this gentle journey where language meets self-care, and where we remind each other that slow progress is still beautiful progress. I hope wherever you are, your day has been kind so far. I'm recording this episode with a soft blanket, the gentle hum of the rain outside, and a question resting in my heart. What does it mean to truly belong? Before we begin, if this space feels like a soft place to land for you, feel free to like this video and subscribe. But only if it genuinely brings a sense of calm to your day. And as always, I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from and what the sky looks like there right now. It fills me with a quiet joy to imagine us, from different time zones and landscapes, sharing this moment of peace together. Now, let's talk about belonging. For so many of us, that word carries a deep, almost ancient longing, doesn't it? From our earliest memories, we search for a place to fit in our families, with friends, in our communities or careers. We're told that belonging means finding our tribe, our people, the ones who truly get us. But what happens when you feel like you're on the outside? When you're in a room full of people and still feel alone? I remember a time when I believed belonging was something I had to earn. By being funnier, smarter, quieter, or more successful. I twisted myself into different shapes, hoping to find the one that would finally make me feel like I was home. But deep inside, a small, quiet voice wondered, is this really it? We often think belonging is about other people accepting us. We look for validation in their eyes, in their invitations, in their laughter at our jokes. We think, if I can just find the right group, then I will belong. And so we try. We change our opinions to match theirs. We buy the clothes that help us blend in. We stay quiet about the parts of us that feel too different, too strange, or too vulnerable. For a while, it might work. It feels warm, this acceptance. It feels safe. But then, something shifts. You have a thought you can't share. A dream that doesn't fit the mold. A sadness that doesn't match the happy atmosphere. And that feeling of being an outsider creeps back in. You realize you've built your sense of belonging on a foundation that isn't yours. You've been living in a house designed by someone else, and you can't find a room that feels like your own. The truth is, belonging cannot begin with others. It cannot be given to you like a gift. Because if it can be given, it can also be taken away. That kind of belonging is fragile. It depends on the weather of other people's moods, on their approval, on their ever-changing expectations. Trying to find belonging here is like building a home on shifting sand. It will never feel truly steady. So where do we find this unshakable sense of belonging? The answer, my dear friend, is perhaps the most important journey you will ever take. It begins not out there, but right here, within you. It's the moment you stop fighting your own nature. It's the courage to acknowledge your quietness if you are not loud. It's the permission to be joyful even when others are serious. It's the gentle acceptance of your past mistakes, your current struggles, and your future hopes, all at once. Belonging to yourself means becoming your own best friend. It means speaking to yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a frightened child. It means honoring your need for rest instead of pushing through exhaustion. It means listening to your intuition, that soft, inner voice, even when the world is shouting different advice. This is the foundation. This is the solid ground. When you belong to yourself first, you carry your home with you, everywhere you go. You can walk into any room, any situation, and feel a sense of peace, because you have not abandoned yourself. You are there, fully, for you. How do we build this? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a series of small, daily homecomings. It looks like pausing in the middle of a busy day, placing a hand on your heart, and simply asking, "How are you, really?" And then, listening for the answer without judgment. It looks like choosing a hobby that brings you joy, even if no one else understands it. For me, it's pressing flowers in an old book. It's quiet and it doesn't achieve anything grand, but it makes my soul feel tended to. It looks like setting a boundary, saying no to an event that would drain you, in order to say yes to an evening of stillness that fills you back up. It looks like looking in the mirror and, instead of criticizing what you see, offering a small smile of recognition. Hello, you. We're in this together. Each of these acts is a brick in the home you are building for your spirit. It's a quiet rebellion against the noise that tells you to be someone else. It's you whispering to yourself, "I see you. I accept you. You belong here, with me." Here is the beautiful secret no one tells you: when you truly belong to yourself, your relationship with the entire world transforms. You no longer enter conversations desperate for approval. You enter with a sense of curiosity and generosity. You can listen deeply, because you are not preoccupied with crafting the perfect response. You can share your true thoughts, not because you need them to be agreed with, but because your truth has value. You attract people who resonate with your authentic frequency, not the one you were pretending to have. The connections you form from this place are fewer, perhaps, but they are real. They are built on truth, not performance. And you realize that belonging with others is no longer about fitting in. It becomes about connecting, heart to heart, from a place of wholeness. You can appreciate others without needing to become them. You can love your community without losing yourself in it. The world becomes a friendlier place, not because the world has changed, but because you have arrived in it, fully yourself, and therefore, you can never truly be out of place. So tonight, before you sleep, I invite you to ask yourself a gentle question. Where in my life have I been looking for a home in the wrong places? Have you been searching for it in a job title? In a relationship? In the number of followers you have or the likes on a photo? Take a deep, slow breath and let that search go. You don't need to search anymore. The home you're looking for is right there, behind your ribs, waiting for you to turn the key. The key is your own compassion. The key is your own acceptance. You belong to this earth, to the sky above you, to the simple miracle of your breath. But first and foremost, you belong to the unique, irreplaceable, and wonderfully imperfect person you are. Welcome home, my friend. You were always meant to be here. Take a slow breath in, and let it out gently. You've navigated another day, with all its challenges and small graces, and that is a success in itself. Maybe you've been feeling a little lost, a little disconnected lately. But it's okay to be exactly where you are. You are on the path. Remember, belonging isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a song you learn to sing to yourself, a little more each day. In every kind word you offer your own heart, in every boundary you honor, in every moment you choose authenticity over approval, you are building your home. So wherever you are right now, take a moment. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the steady rhythm there. That is the most constant home you will ever have. Thank yourself for showing up, for listening, for being brave enough to seek a softer, truer way to live. This is your gentle reminder: you are not an outsider in your own life. You are the center of it. You always, always belong. Have you ever struggled with feeling like you belong? What does coming home to yourself mean to you? I'd love to hear your story in the comments, if you feel like sharing. There's a quiet kind of courage that comes when you start belonging to yourself. It's the courage to be different. To have a taste in music that no one else understands. To enjoy your own company on a Friday night. To have an opinion that isn't popular. For so long, we see our differences as flaws. We sand down our rough edges, hoping to become smooth and palatable for everyone. We hide the parts of our story that we think are too messy. But what if your differences are not your weaknesses? What if they are your superpowers? That sensitivity you've been told is too much might be what allows you to feel the beauty in a piece of music so deeply it brings tears to your eyes. Your quiet nature, which you mistook for shyness, might be a deep well of observation and wisdom. Your quirky sense of humor, your unconventional dreams, your strange and wonderful way of seeing the world, these are not mistakes. They are the brushstrokes that make the painting of you so original. Belonging to yourself means falling in love with your own strange and beautiful composition. It means protecting your uniqueness, not apologizing for it. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs the one-of-a-kind masterpiece that is you. Life, as we know, is not always calm. There will be storms, disappointment, loss, unexpected changes. In these times, if our sense of belonging is tied to external things, a job, a relationship, our physical abilities, it can be swept away in an instant. But when you have done the quiet work of building a home within, you have an anchor. When the winds howl and the rain falls, you have a place to go inside yourself. It may be a small, quiet room, but it is warm, and it is yours. In this inner home, you can grieve without being told to get over it. You can be scared without being told to be strong. You can sit in the uncertainty and whisper to yourself, I don't know what will happen, but I will be here with you through it. This is the ultimate gift of self-belonging. It doesn't make the storm disappear. But it gives you a shelter that cannot be destroyed. It gives you a friend who will never leave. It gives you the unshakable knowledge that no matter what you lose, you will never lose yourself. To find a new home, you sometimes have to admit you've been following the wrong map. These maps were given to us with love, by our families, our cultures, our past experiences. They told us where we should find belonging. Find it in this career path. Find it in this kind of family. Find it by achieving this milestone. But what happens when you arrive at that destination and it feels empty? What happens when the path that was drawn for you feels like it's leading you away from yourself? Belonging to yourself requires the bravery to fold up those old maps. It means standing in the wilderness of the unknown and trusting your own inner compass. Your compass is your joy. It's your peace. It's that feeling of yes, this feels right for me, that whispers from your core. It can be frightening to put down the map. People might not understand. They might ask you, where are you going? And you can gently reply, I'm not sure yet. But I'm learning to follow my own direction. A beautiful part of this journey is learning the unique language of your own heart. What are the words it needs to hear? What are the activities that make it feel light? For so long, we've been listening to the noise outside, the advertisements, the opinions, the expectations, that we've forgotten how to listen within. Try this, just for a moment. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Ask it a simple question, what do you need to feel at peace today? Just listen. Don't judge the answer. Maybe it says, rest. Maybe it says, a walk in the fresh air. Maybe it says, to write down these tangled thoughts. Maybe it says, to listen to this beautiful song. This is the language of self-belonging. It's not spoken in grand declarations, but in small, kind whispers. It's the language of need and gentle fulfillment. The more you practice listening, the more fluent you will become. You will start to anticipate your heart's needs, to care for it like you would a dear friend. And in doing so, you become your own greatest source of comfort and understanding. Think of your inner world not as a house, but as a garden. It is a living, breathing space that requires tending. When you belong to yourself, you become the gentle gardener of your own spirit. Some days, you are pulling the weeds of negative self-talk. Other days, you are planting seeds of new, kind beliefs. You are watering the flowers of your passions with your time and attention. You are protecting your garden from the harsh winds of other people's negativity by building strong fences, which we call boundaries. And you learn patience. A garden doesn't bloom overnight. There are seasons of growth and seasons of rest. You don't yell at a rosebud for not being a rose yet. You give it sun, water, and time. Offer yourself the same grace. You are in a constant state of becoming. Some days you will feel in full bloom, radiant and open. Other days, you will feel like you are underground, gathering strength. Both are necessary. Both are part of the beautiful, cyclical process of a life well tended. There is a profound sense of belonging that happens when we stop trying to be anywhere else but here. So much of our anxiety comes from living in the future, worrying about what's next. Or from living in the past, regretting what has been. But belonging is a present tense experience. It happens now. In this breath. In the feeling of the chair beneath you. In the sound of the rain you can hear if you just stop to listen. When you feel disconnected, try this simple practice. Name 5 things you can see. 4 things you can feel. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. 1 thing you can taste. This isn't just a grounding exercise. It is an act of coming home to your senses, to your body, to this exact moment in time. You are here. And because you are here, fully, you belong here. The present moment is the only real home we ever have. And it is always, always available to us. When you begin to belong to yourself, a beautiful thing happens. It creates a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. Your peace becomes a quiet offering to a chaotic world. You stop demanding that others fill your emptiness, so your relationships become lighter, more joyful. You stop competing, so you can truly celebrate others' successes. You stop judging yourself so harshly, and you find that you naturally become more compassionate and less judgmental of others. By giving yourself the gift of unconditional acceptance, you give others permission to do the same. You become a safe harbor, not because you have all the answers, but because you have made peace with not knowing. You embody the truth that it is safe to be imperfect, to be human, to be exactly as you are. Your own journey home becomes a silent, powerful invitation for others to find their way home, too. On this path, there will be days when you forget. Days when you find yourself once again seeking validation, twisting yourself into a shape to please someone, feeling that old, familiar ache of not belonging. In these moments, be gentle with yourself. Do not scold the part of you that is still learning. This is not a failure. It is part of the practice. Welcome that part of you back with kindness. Say, I see you. You were trying to keep us safe. You were trying to find love. Thank you for trying. But we don't have to do that anymore. We are home now. Every time you gently guide yourself back, you strengthen the neural pathways of self-belonging. You are rewiring a lifetime of conditioning. It takes time. It takes repetition. It takes immense compassion. Forgive yourself for all the years you spent wandering. They were not wasted. They taught you what it feels like to be lost, so you could fully appreciate the profound peace of being found. Belonging to yourself is not a final destination you reach one day. It is a lifelong, loving conversation. It's a dialogue between who you were, who you are, and who you are becoming. Your needs will change. Your dreams will evolve. The things that make you feel at home at 20 might be different at 40, and different again at 70. The key is to keep listening. To keep checking in. Hello, my dear self. Who are you today? What do you love now? What do you need in this chapter of your life? This conversation is the most important one you will ever have. It is the foundation upon which a meaningful life is built. It is the source of your creativity, your resilience, and your capacity to love others deeply and without need. Nurture this conversation. Make time for it. Honor it as you would the most precious of relationships. Because it is. As we come to a close, I want to leave you with this final thought. You have been searching for a home your whole life, not realizing that you were it. You are the home. You are the sanctuary. You are the safe place you have been longing for. The love, the acceptance, the belonging, it isn't out there. It is in the steady rhythm of your own heart. It is in the quiet wisdom of your own spirit. It is in the incredible, resilient, and beautiful being that you are. So, take a deep, slow breath. Feel the aliveness in your body. This is your home. You carry it with you, always. You are not, and never will be, homeless. You belong to the universe, and most importantly, you belong to you.